The murder trial of 60-year-old Daniel Markey began today in Skowhegan. Markey is accused of the fatal shooting of Christopher Nickerson in Ridgewalk last year. Markey pleaded not guilty in the March 2025 death of the 39-year-old Nickerson, who was shot 4 times at the home Markey shared with Nickerson's mother. Proceedings started with the judge denying Markey's motion to fire his attorneys. Once underway, prosecutors argued that Nickerson was murdered while holding his hands up in surrender. The defense countered that Markey acted in self-defense, claiming a physical struggle left Markey injured and without his hearing aids.
He sustained a gunshot wound that was rapidly fatal to his chest, killed him very quickly. Another one to his stomach, and 2 to the backside with entrance wounds here and here of each of his arms. And that is consistent with Christopher Nickerson having his arms up at the time that he was shot.
But Daniel's decision must be judged from his perspective in that moment, after a fight that had left him with substantial injuries, unable to hear what was happening around him, unable to find his keys, and attempting to leave his home.
Key witnesses took the stand today, including Nickerson's mother, who testified to rising tensions before the shooting. First responders and a 911 dispatcher also testified. The trial is expected to continue through Friday.